Hi everyone. I hope you all watch the videos. So somewhat you are clear about what is respiration, what is cellular respiration and its types, and what is the difference between breathing and respiration also. So now we are getting into the human respiratory system. While getting into the human respiratory system mechanism, we should know what are the organs involved in this human respiratory system. So there are so many organs which are involved: nostrils, nasal cavity, pharynx, trachea, lungs, bronchi, bronchioles, alveoli. So these are all the organs which is involved in our human respiratory system. Now we are going to see the each organs in detail. The first organ we are going to see is nostrils and nasal cavity. Nostril is nothing but our nose. We are having two openings, right and left opening. Through this opening only air is taken inside through our body. And inside the nostrils we are having some fine hairs, you might be noticed. And these hairs are present to avoid any dust particles which is enter along with the air. Sometimes the air should contain some dust particles. So if it enters, the fine hairs will trap the dust particles and get away from our body. Now the air is enter into our nasal cavity which is present behind our nostril. Through in that nasal cavity we are having central septum. The region is called central septum, which divides our nostrils into the two openings, right and left. Inside nasal cavity we are also having ciliated epithelium and mucous region. This ciliated epithelium is nothing but hair-like projections. Again, it will do some dust particles to prevent the dust particles entry, and mucus give the moisture content of that air. So the air enters through the nostrils, get warmed and moistened at this nasal cavity. The next organ we are going to see is pharynx. Pharynx is nothing but our throat region. So in digestion itself, we have studied the organ pharynx because it is a common passage for food and air entry. So whatever food we are chewing and swallowing, the air we are inhaling is getting into this common passage called pharynx. Then this pharynx is divided into two regions. One is esophagus and another one is trachea. The food reaches the esophagus passage and the air get into the trachea region. So the esophagus is generally called as food pipe. Trachea is called windpipe because the food enters into the food pipe and wind enters, that is air enters into the windpipe. And trachea lies in front of the esophagus. So to prevent the entry of food into this windpipe, a region called epiglottis is present. This small flap of skin, this is called epiglottis, which prevents the food enter into the trachea. Suppose if the food enters into the trachea, that is into the windpipe, when it enters into the lung region, we may feel choking and hiccups and all. So to prevent this avoiding, epiglottis will be present. The next region what we are going to see is trachea, and their name is windpipe. The air passes from pharynx into this pipe. It contains some cartilaginous ring, that is you might see some C-shaped ring. This cartilaginous rings gives rigidity and it prevents collapsing. When there is no air, it should not be collapsed because it is a tube-like structure. So it should not be collapsed with each other. So to prevent this collapsing, the cartilaginous rings will be present. Then inside here also, that is inside the trachea also, cilia and mucus will be present. Cilia is to prevent the dust particles and mucus is to give the heat, get warmed and to give the moisture content. And this trachea lies between the thoracic cavity. Thoracic cavity meaning the region between the neck and the abdomen is called thoracic cavity. See, generally our body is divided into three regions: head, thoracic and abdomen part. So head part we know, and thoracic part is called between the neck and the abdomen. That is, it starts from neck and ends with diaphragm. This region is called thoracic cavity, and the trachea runs from throat to mid-thoracic, that is middle of the thoracic cavity. The next organ which we are going to see is lungs. Lungs is a spongy elastic organ, that is it is not that much strong or rigid. It is very soft and elastic organ. Here represents the contraction and relaxation of the muscles. And it is located in the thoracic cavity. Thoracic cavity, now only we have seen the region which between neck to the diaphragm, that is called thoracic cavity. Inside the thoracic cavity only lungs will be present, and we are having a pair of lungs, that is a right lung and a left lung. And right lung is divided into 3 lobes. Left lung we are having 2 lobes. The word lobes represents compartment or room-like structure. And the lungs are surrounded by a double membrane, layered membrane called pleura. Pleura, a double layered membrane. It is used necessary for the lubrication process, that is contraction and relaxation. At the same time, it prevents friction. And the lungs is a place where the breathing and the oxygen absorption takes place. The next organ is bronchi. See, the trachea is joined with the 2 lungs by a small thinner tube called bronchi. Bronchi is a plural form. The lungs, as we told that lungs, we are having 2 pair of lungs. That lungs are connected with the trachea by these bronchi. Trachea divides into thinner tubes called bronchi. Right bronchus is divided into 3 bronchi, while left bronchus divides into 2 bronchi. The division looks like a branch. The trachea is branched into 2 lungs. Right lung is receiving 3 bronchi, that is 3 branches, and left lung we are having 2 bronchi. Now this bronchi is further divided into small thinner branches called bronchioles. So the trachea, bronchi and bronchioles are same thing, which is nothing but branches. Each bronchus further divides into finer branches called bronchioles, supported by incomplete cartilaginous ring. While studying trachea itself, we have seen it contains so many cartilaginous rings. Those cartilaginous rings continue in bronchus and bronchioles itself, the same function to avoid collapsion. The next, each bronchiole ends in cluster of tiny air chambers called alveoli. So at the end of the bronchiole, we can see that some balloon-like structures will be present. That is called alveoli. Alveoli is nothing but a cluster of tiny air chambers. That is, all the air, whatever we are inhaling, that air and all reaches the alveoli at last. Alveoli provides the surface where the exchange of gases can take place. So it is a place where the gaseous exchange takes place. Gaseous exchange meaning oxygen is getting into the blood and carbon dioxide is liberated from the blood. So these exchanges taken place in this alveoli only. So we know that for our cellular respiration, we need oxygen to break the food particles and to release energy. So for this oxygen, oxygen has to enter into the blood, because blood is the only thing which can reach from our head to toe. So the oxygen is entered into the blood vessels in this alveoli. So gaseous exchange takes place in the alveoli. The walls of alveoli contain extensive network of blood vessels called capillaries. In this picture you can able to see. So the alveoli is surrounded by thin blood vessels called capillaries. Blood vessels, there are 3 types of blood vessels in our body: arteries, veins and capillaries. The alveoli, the balloon-like structures, are surrounded by these capillaries containing the blood. So the oxygen, when we are getting from outside, from the atmosphere, enters into the capillaries, then it will supply through the blood and it enrich all the cells of our body. So alveoli are called the functional unit of lungs. So this is the pathway, this is the organs which are involved in this respiratory process. The air getting entered into the nostrils and then it reaches the pharynx, that is a common passage. Then it divided into trachea, that is the windpipe. Then enters the bronchi and bronchioles. At last it reaches the alveoli, the balloon sac like structure, that is it is the air chamber. From the alveoli, the oxygen enters into the blood capillaries and then it reaches all the parts of the body. Once it reaches the cells, it combines with the glucose molecule, that is the simple glucose sugar, and oxidation takes place, so that energy will be released in the form of ATP along with the carbon dioxide. So now the all the cells release carbon dioxide. That is not necessary for our body. So that carbon dioxide released from the cells enters into the blood capillaries. Then again reverse process takes place. It goes to the alveoli, bronchioles, bronchi, and then trachea, then reaches pharynx, and through nostrils it is getting out from our body. So this is the process. By these are the organs which are involved in this gaseous exchange. So now what we are going to see is the very important organ called diaphragm. So while doing the thoracic cavity, we have seen thoracic cavity lies between the neck and the diaphragm region. So diaphragm is a dome-shaped partition. It is a dome-shaped partition which is separating the thorax from the abdomen. And it is lies just below the lungs. And it is muscular in nature, which is made up of full of muscles. So contraction and relaxation takes place. Contraction and expansion of the diaphragm adjust the space in our lungs during breathing. So during breathing, here breathing is equal to what? One breath is equal to one inhalation and one exhalation. So while doing inhalation and exhalation process, the diaphragm will also move. So based on this diaphragm movement only, the lungs will occupy the much amount of air inside. The next one, very important thing is conducting and exchange part of respiratory system. We know that so many organs are involved in our respiratory system. What are the organs are involved for the conducting process? Conducting means just for transporting. What are the organs involved in the transport of gases? And what are the organs involved in the exchange, gaseous exchange? So among these organs, nostrils to alveoli, nostrils to bronchioles are only the conducting process. They are doing just transforming the gases, which allowing the gases to pass. But in alveoli, the exchange of gases takes place. That is oxygen from the atmosphere getting enter into the blood and reaches the cell. Like that, carbon dioxide from the cell getting enter into the alveoli and get out of the body. So alveoli are the functional unit of the lungs. So next we will see in the next class. Thank you.